I never thought a random Tuesday morning would end my marriage, but that's exactly how it happened. I wasn't snooping, wasn't suspicious, wasn't looking for proof. I was just tired. Tired of the distance, tired of the quiet, tired of feeling like I was living with someone who tolerated me rather than chose me. My name is Grant. I'm 43, married for 12 years to Eliza. Or at least I was. I had taken the day off work to clear my head and decided to grab coffee at a small place near the park, one of those quiet spots where nobody rushes you. I stood in line, scrolling through emails, half awake, when I heard her laugh. Not the polite laugh she gave me lately, but the real one, the kind that used to belong to us. I looked up, and there she was. Eliza, sitting by the window, leaning forward, eyes bright. Across from her sat a man I didn't recognize. Late 30s maybe, well-dressed, relaxed. His hand rested casually on the table, close enough to hers that it felt intentional. She brushed her hair behind her ear the way she used to when she was nervous or flirting. My first instinct was denial. Maybe a coworker, maybe a cousin. But then she touched his arm, lightly, and he smiled like someone who felt welcome. That was the moment the room went quiet for me. Sounds faded. My chest tightened, but my mind went strangely calm. I didn't walk over. I didn't interrupt. I didn't confront. I watched for maybe 30 seconds longer than I should have, long enough to see comfort, familiarity, ease, things that had disappeared at home. I paid for my coffee without tasting it and walked out. I sat in my car with the engine off, hands on the steering wheel, staring straight ahead. I wasn't angry. I wasn't shocked. I felt confirmed, like a question I'd been afraid to ask had finally answered itself. For years, I had blamed stress, work, exhaustion. I told myself intimacy fades, marriages change, this is just adulthood. But seeing her there, alive in a way I hadn't seen in years, stripped away every excuse. I drove home slowly, not to catch her, not to set a trap. I needed quiet, space to think without her voice rewriting reality. Our house felt different when I walked in. Too clean, too empty. I sat at the kitchen table where we used to eat together and realized how often I'd eaten alone. How many nights she'd said she was tired or busy or not in the mood. How many times I'd lowered my expectations instead of my standards. I didn't cry. I didn't pace. I just accepted it. Whatever she was doing, she wasn't choosing me anymore. I went to my office and opened the drawer where we kept extra stationery. I pulled out a blank notepad and a pen. I didn't want to write something dramatic. No accusations. No insults. Just the truth, clean and final. I wrote slowly, making sure my hand didn't shake. Don't come home. I left the note on the kitchen counter where she couldn't miss it. Then I packed a small bag. Clothes, charger, toiletries. The basics. I wasn't running away. I was stepping out of a life that had already moved on without me. I locked the door behind me and drove to my brother Nolan's place across town. He didn't ask many questions when he opened the door. He took one look at my face and stepped aside. I slept on his couch that night and slept better than I had in months. No tension, no waiting for rejection, just rest. The next morning, my phone lit up. Missed calls, texts, confusion turning into panic. Where are you? What is this note? We need to talk. I didn't respond. Not because I wanted to hurt her, but because I finally understood that explanations were how I kept losing myself. By the afternoon, the story started to shift. She said it wasn't what it looked like. She said he was just a friend. She said she was unhappy and didn't know how to tell me. I read the messages without emotion. None of them changed what I saw. None of them explained why she gave him the warmth she denied me. I replied once. I said we will communicate through lawyers. That was it. Silence again, but this time it was chosen. People think betrayal is always loud, screaming, affairs exposed in dramatic ways. Sometimes it's quiet. A coffee shop, a laugh that no longer belongs to you. The hardest part wasn't the image of her with another man. It was realizing how long I had been lonely while standing next to her. I didn't leave because of that morning. I left because it showed me the truth I had been avoiding for years. Love doesn't disappear overnight. It leaves in pieces, and one day you notice someone else holding what you lost. I don't hate Eliza. I don't wish her harm. I hope she finds whatever she was looking for. But it won't be funded by my denial or supported by my silence. I gave 12 years of consistency, effort, and loyalty. When she chose to give her attention elsewhere, she made the decision for both of us. Walking away wasn't weakness. It was the first honest thing I'd done in a long time. And sometimes, The strongest goodbye is the one you write on a simple piece of paper and never explain again. Today, weeks later, the noise has settled. Lawyers handle facts, not feelings. Friends stopped asking for updates. I wake up without dread, without rehearsing conversations in my head. I'm rebuilding slowly, deliberately, without bitterness. I learned that staying too long teaches people how to treat you. Leaving taught me how to respect myself again, fully. Finally, I choose clarity over comfort, solitude over silent disrespect, and motion.